Hi, everybody. It's Michelle Rodriguez, the principal at Vanderhoof Elementary. Thank you so much for being patient. I apologize for the technical difficulties this evening. We were so excited to see all your faces, and we were sitting in the waiting room in the Google Meet waiting, and we didn't see anybody. We realized that our Google Meet is right now only allowing people within the Jeffco school district to see it. So it is a district glitch right now. So I apologize for that. So I'm going to just do a quick little video for you with our presentation embedded, and then we'll get to meet you guys all on Monday night, and you'll get to meet the teachers as well. All right? If you have any questions, you can email myself or any of the teachers too. Okay? So here we go. Okay. Just some introductions on our first page. I just introduced myself. This is our kindergarten team, Missy Vase, Alyssa Kinghorn, and Casey Ingram. They're going to be such a wonderful team, and they're so excited to meet all of you guys. So they are going to be looking forward to Monday for our meet and greet. All right, this is a little bit about me and my family. I always just like to share. I'm very family oriented. I have two boys, one that is going off to college. Actually, we're taking him up to his dorm room early Monday morning, so I'll be back in time for meet and greet, but I'm definitely feeling that energy again. I remember how it felt at kindergarten. I'm feeling similar emotion. And then I have another son who is a sophomore at Ralston Valley High School. And then there's some pictures of my husband and my family. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have been in education for a very long time. I've taught in a lot of the Arvada schools in this area. Oberon was my home for a long time as a teacher. I was an assistant principal for quite a while over at Drake, and then an assistant principal over at Lumberg before I became a principal here at Vanderhoof. And I just feel so grateful to be part of this community and to be able to continue to stay in a place where I have raised my own children. So welcome, and I just can't wait for you all to be here. All right, let's talk a little bit about Vanderhoof. This is our mission. We believe in taking care of the whole child. We do a lot with social emotional learning and embed that into our everyday process. It's a very welcoming environment. We make sure that kids are able to really understand their emotions and regulate their emotions and make friends and settle in, as well as academically learning what they need to within reading, writing, math, science, and social studies. So it's a great mixture of just taking care of the whole child. A little bit about Vanderhoof. I know some of you know a lot about Vanderhoof already, and some of you I know are returning families, so yay. But if you are new, this is some of our history and our story. We just recently celebrated 50 years, so we're looking at about 52 years right now. We have been open and educating students. Our school has a lot of traditions and wonderful celebrations that we do as a community. We are very community oriented. And as you can see, we had gone through a lot of renovations this summer, and we're busy getting back in the building and putting everything back together. So we're really excited for everybody to be able to see the building as soon as it's ready, which on back to school night, August 30th, you'll be able to walk through and be able to see all of the cool new things, all right? But these are some of the pieces of our story. We have a very strong, supportive PTA. We love people to volunteer and get involved. That's a great starting place. A lot of wonderful families. You can make connections and build relationships there with other moms and dads. And then obviously other community events that they help us plan. We definitely teach the whole child, which I mentioned before. We have a very strong positive behavior intervention system, which we call SOAR. Safety, outstanding, accountability, and respectful. That's what that stands for. And we use that to really help build on strengths and reinforce the positive around our building. We also use a couple different programs, one called Second Step and Zones of Regulation. And you'll hear a lot about that from our social emotional learning specialist on back to school night. And then also zones are something that we use with students, and we'll share that with you guys because it's a great thing if you want to use it at home with your kiddos too. It helps kids identify how they're feeling, and it's based on colors. So like if they're really upset and worked up, sometimes we'll say you're in the red zone, and we want to get them back to a green zone where they're calmer. And so we'll share that with you guys. It's a great system and it works really well, and kids end up internalizing it and they're able to identify how they're feeling. We have a therapy dog, and his name is Coda. He is absolutely adorable, and he usually visits at the end of the week, usually on Fridays, and he won't start until later in September. He had a little bit of surgery this summer, and we're so glad he's healing, and he's going to be back with us. But we usually don't bring him back right away. We want to go over expectations and get him settled. So he's adorable. Your kiddos are going to love him. All right. And then we also do a lot of academic celebrations throughout the year. At each trimester, we have awards as well as teachers recognizing kids. And then I also recognize kids throughout the year as well. We have a welcoming environment that we really believe in. We have certain routines that we do every day. Each student is greeted at the door by multiple adults by name, and then they're brought into their classrooms, and they have a little warm up they do. Each classroom does morning meetings. We practice restorative practices, which really is all about teaching kids how to communicate and talk with one another and solve problems. And we definitely try to build that piece of voice and honoring students to learn how to use the voice and advocate for themselves. So we'll be teaching them all kinds of good skills that they'll be, I'm sure, practicing at home as well. There's a little picture of Coda on this slide. He likes to read with kiddos too. These are our office hours. Our office is open at 7:30 and we're usually here till about 4. And then the school bell rings at 8:15. So we have a little bit of a soft start. The doors open at 8. If students are coming for breakfast, they come at 7:45. And then our school ends at 2:55. Okay. We do have YMCA before and after school care. In the mornings, the Y meets in the gym. And then in the afternoons, they're in the cafeteria. And they'll have a table at meet and greet as well. So you can talk with them if you're interested or have questions. Behavior expectations, I shared a little bit about our SOAR behaviors. We just really love to recognize kiddos. And so we give them these cute little passes, and then they can pick out different prizes and things at different times when they earn those SOAR passes. We will go over the code of conduct and talk about how we fill each other's buckets and how we take care of one another and how we're kind and make friends around the school. All right. We also believe in that communication and that partnership with home and school. So you'll see a lot of pieces coming home, Friday folders, newsletters from me, as well as our kindergarten team. And that will come home on Sunday evenings or sometimes Sunday. We usually try to get it in on Sunday so that you can have it before the week. All right, little things about report cards. We get report cards out 3 times a year. And then we also do different times of the year for assessments, and those will be scheduled with your teacher. These are the bigger assessment pieces where the kids will come in for a few minutes and work with the teacher a little bit one-on-one. We'll do assessments, smaller, like formative assessments here at school, but some of those bigger ones, we'll have them come in and meet with the teacher individually. And then the teacher will share that information with you at conferences. This is a normal, like our kindergarten schedule for the day. So again, soft start, morning meetings. Typically the teachers go over the calendar, practice the days of the week, kind of talk about what day it is, what's happening that day during the month, what are the things happening in the month. So they learn the month, the days of the week, all of that. It's a good time to practice math skills too and counting. They do a little phonics lesson, and then we typically do a recess. We try to do 2 to 3 recesses during the day so they're up and moving around and they get lots of breaks, and they'll get breaks from their masks as well during that time. And then the teachers can also do little mask breaks throughout the day because we know this is an adjustment and we'll work with them. You can see that we have lunch and read aloud, writings, and then they all get specials, and that is PE, music, and art. They rotate through each of the 3 different specials, which is so wonderful. And a kind of a unique thing for us because our special teachers are here full time at Vanderhoof, which is great. And then they have time for snack and recess in the afternoon right after math. And then they have, as at the end of the day, they do a little purposeful play, which is really fun. And then they pack up and get ready to go home. So a very busy day. They're going to be super tired at first. Don't worry about lunch. We'll help them. It's a learning process, and they love eating in the lunchroom. So it's going to be really fun, but we will definitely support them and help them. This is our kindergarten ABC book that kind of walks through what the teachers will be talking about with kiddos and it's a helpful guide for you guys. We will make copies to have for you. Let me see if I can click on this. Okay, let me go up here and I'll show you it. So we call this the ABCs of kindergarten. It really goes through the nuts and bolts. I will link this to the email as well so that you can go through it and read. And then if you have any questions, you can definitely ask us at the meet and greet. But it goes through arrivals and dismissals, like where you pick up your kiddos, how we do with breakfast, checkout procedures, things like that. Just kind of the nuts and bolts. but you can see it goes all the way through. So lots of goodies in here. It's got the email addresses for the teachers. This will be linked in the email that I sent out with this presentation, and it'll also eventually be linked to our website. So you can see that there. And we'll have handouts, hopefully at our meet and greet. We're hoping our copiers are up and running. We can make some copies of these for you too. Okay. So there's all kinds of goodies in here. We definitely want them to bring water bottles. You can see that's our W, because they can fill them up. We have 2 water bottle fillers in our school, and the kids love going over there and filling them up, and it's just good to keep them hydrated. So send them with a water bottle. And really that's kind of our nuts and bolts. I'm going to go ahead and close out this part of the presentation, and then I'm going to link this as well as the ABC handbook and make sure that we get the message out to you guys this evening. Thanks for being patient. And again, I apologize. We were looking so forward to seeing your little faces this evening, but we will hold out until Monday for our meet and greet. And please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Have a wonderful weekend and take care, and we'll talk to you soon.